Well, hello. I'm here to thank you on behalf of SCIAF for your ongoing support and to tell you about this year's WeBox Lent Appeal. We're truly thankful to each and every one of you for your continued generosity and your prayers over the past year. Coronavirus, as you know, has disrupted every aspect of our lives, yet you've shown love and compassion, and we simply could not have helped our vulnerable sisters and brothers in need without you. Through the WeBox and collection donations, and in your gifts and wills and direct debits, you enable SCIAF to continue to help the world's poorest people. I'm delighted to let you know that thanks to you, last year's WeBox appeal is now supporting 4,000 women and girls who suffered unimaginable violence in the Democratic Republic of the Congo to now recover and rebuild their lives. Well, hopefully you've heard about SCIAF's 2021 WeBox appeal by now, or have read about the appeal online. This Lent, we are bringing you stories how a generation of children with disabilities are locked out of education and then trapped in a cycle of poverty in South Sudan. These children are already the most vulnerable, and the coronavirus pandemic is deepening existing levels of poverty, putting them at greater risk. South Sudan, as you may know, remains in serious crisis due to the effects of years of conflict and violence, which have left behind a legacy of fear and despair and destroyed vital services. Many children with disabilities in South Sudan are not able to go to school or later then to work to earn a living. Many have no access to support services or hospitals for treatment, and on top of that, they face stigma and discrimination. We believe that every child deserves a chance to live life to the full, no matter where they are in the world. And we can help children living in some of the world's most difficult places to build bright futures. I'd like to share with you the story of Angelina and her daughter Vida, and how we, the Catholic community in Scotland, can help children with disabilities in South Sudan to access education and the support they need. When the soldiers came to Angelina's village in South Sudan, she picked up her daughter Vida and lifted her onto her back. Then she took her other children's hands in hers and she ran. Angelina had already lost 3 children due to poverty and disease. She was determined that her other 6 children would survive, even if it meant carrying her disabled daughter through a war zone. And do you know what? She made it. Vida was just 14 years old when she started to experience a numb feeling in her legs. She put it to us like this: she'd have started with a headache one day and then my limbs began to go numb, but there was no proper medication available, and so I was paralysed. I couldn't walk. I could only sit in one spot until someone moved me. There were no services for children with disabilities in the village where Vida lived. After years of war, as you can imagine, South Sudan has little infrastructure either to provide emergency medical treatment for children with disabilities or the long-term care required for a child like Vida to live a healthy and happy life. However, with your help this Lent, children like Vida can now get that help they need. Your support today will help to adapt 6 schools so that pupils with disabilities can now access mainstream education. Teachers are going to be trained so they better understand the needs of disabled children and how to effectively include them in their classes. Children will be given aids like wheelchairs and ramps, hearing aids and canes, as well as medical support to help them live more independently and then actively participate in their school life. As well as practical equipment and healthcare, Your support can help tackle the stigma which causes so much pain and misery to children with disabilities and excludes them from living a fulfilled life. So today, I'm here to tell you there's hope. And thanks to supporters like you, Vida's now walking on crutches. She's a tricycle to get to school. Vida thought she would never walk again, but now she's taking a few of her own steps, unaided. She says, now life's better. Before it was really difficult. Well, we're delighted to tell you that all your donations to the wee box for a big change appeal received before the 11th of May will be doubled by the UK government as part of the UK Match Aid scheme, making twice the difference to the lives of children like Vida. Please support our wee box during this holy season and in the special collections in your parishes if they're able to hold them, or online at www.skiaf.org.uk. You might also want to take part in our 24-hour Lenten fast for Skiaf. Your gifts will help Skiaf's life-changing work around the world, while matched funding from the UK government will help children with disabilities like Vida to access the education and support they need to build a bright future. Everything you can give will make a big difference. £29 can buy a cane for children with visual impairment to allow them to attend school. £40 a month could buy a wheelchair to transform a child's life. This Lent, please give children living in the world's poorest places the chance to live life to the full. Please remember families in South Sudan in your prayers. In particular, children who are still suffering the effects of conflict and have experienced firsthand what it means to have a disability, but are too poor to access proper health care. So thank you once again for reaching out with love and compassion to our sisters and brothers in need around the world. And if you want to know more about our wee box appeal, just go to Skiaf's website and you can read all about it. Well, thank you and God bless.